All right, so yesterday we talked about divisibility rules and ways to figure out if a number divides evenly into another or makes a factor. So that's really what we're getting to today, is how to find all the factors of a number. This is really important that you be able to list all the factors of a number because you're going to be asked to do that. And if you leave out even one, then your answer is wrong. So you have to be really careful about that. So I'm going to show you a strategy that you may or may not have used in the past, but it works pretty well for me. So this is what we're going to do. So we're going to make what I call ladder factors. So in other words, you're just going to make a ladder or a T-chart. Sometimes you could call it a T-chart. So here's how you find it. First of all, frame this in red, and I'm going to read it while you're framing it. It says, begin listing the factors in pairs on either side of a T-chart. Stop when your numbers come together in the middle. Okay, so we'll talk about that in just a second once you framed it in red. Okay, so on the inside of your notes you have this. We're going to find all the factors of 54. Okay, so we're going to start by making a T like this. Now remember, you already have this, so you don't need to write it. It's in your notes. Just going to make a T, just like that. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is start with the smallest factor of 54 and the biggest, the two that multiply together to make 54. So what is the very smallest factor of 54? You can say it. 1. 1 is the smallest factor of every number, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the biggest factor, what do we multiply 1 times to get 54? Yep. So it's 1 and 54. Do you see how these two, and this is the way you always want it to be, these two multiply together to make this number right here? I need everyone's attention, please. Put your pencil down, please. Thank you. Okay, so 1 times 54. Now, here's the tricky part, or not tricky, but the part where people will make their mistakes most of the time. Okay, so now we need to look at the next number to decide if it goes into it. And this is where your divisibility rules can help you. Okay, because if you miss one, then you're going to have 2 numbers missing from your list. So what number comes after 1?
2.
2, right? Okay, so we ask ourselves, does 2 divide evenly into 54? Is 2 a factor of 54? Yes. So we're going to write down the number 2. Now, we just have to figure out how many times. So 2 goes into 54 how many times?
27.
27 times. So again, 2 times 27 is 54. See how it matches? Okay, what number comes after 2?
3.
3. Okay, I know this seems simple, but a lot of people don't do it right. So 3, so we have to ask ourselves, does 3 divide evenly into 54? Is 3 a factor of 54?
Yes.
How do you know? How do you know? I love that. Because you add 5 plus 4, you get 9. 3 divides evenly into 9, so 3 divides evenly into 54. How many times does 3 go into 54? 18. What number comes after 3?
6.
4. Y'all. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Okay. So 4. Is 4 a factor of 54? No. See, this is important to check. But it's not because it won't divide evenly into 54. All right, so let's go to the number after 4, which is
5.
5. Is 5 a factor of 54? No. Okay, so what comes after 5?
6.
6. Is 6 a factor of 54?
Yes.
Yes. So we write it down. 6 goes into 54 how many times?
9.
Okay, we keep going. We keep going until we get to 9. Once we get to 9, we're done. So what comes after 6? 7. Is 7 a factor of 54?
No.
Is 8 a factor of 54?
No.
And then we got to 9. So we're finished. We know now that we have gone through every single number between here and the end. And now we know that we have no more factors, so we're just going to put a little smiley face because we're done. All right, so let's do 20 together. We're going to do the exact same thing. Okay, so let's do 20 together. So we're going to draw a T, put 20 at the top, and draw a T. Like that. All right, now what is the smallest number that divides evenly into 20? 1. And it's 1 times what is 20?
20.
So smallest and largest. Okay? What number comes after 1?
2.
2. Does 2 divide into 20?
Yes.
How many times?
10.
Good. What number comes after 2? Don't say 4.
3.
3. Good. 3. Does 3 divide evenly into 20? Nope. Skip it. 4. Does 4 divide evenly into 20?
Yes.
How many times?
5.
Are there any numbers between 4 and 5? Nope. We're done. Okay, that's how you can make sure that you've got all of the factors. Because when you get to the bottom, there should be no more numbers that multiply together in between those two. How do you feel about it?
Good.
I'd like you to do 25, 60, and 13. Show all of your steps. We'll talk about them when you're done. So for 25, we had 1 and 25. Don't forget those. They're super important. And then what was the next number that went into them? 5. So we have 5 and 5. No numbers between those, so we have a smiley face. Okay, so for 60, 60 was a long one. So we had 1 and 60. What came after that? 2 and 30. And then
3 and 20.
3 and 20. And then
4 and 15.
4 and 15. And then
5 and 12.
5 and 12. And then
6 and 10.
6 and 10. Okay, now listen. Some of you may have missed, especially the 4 and 15, because you got to check every number. You got to check every number. That's the biggest mistake you'll make. If you check every number, you won't miss any. Okay, and then for 13, our factors were
1 and 13.
1 and 13, because what kind of number is 13?
Negative.
Prime, not negative. It's prime, yes. Okay, and I want to give you just a little quick thing, and I didn't put this in your notes, but I probably should have. Actually, I might have put it in there. So if I gave you the number 26, it would have 1 and 26. It would have 2 and 13. Now, is 2 a prime number?
No.
Well, how many factors does it have?
1 in itself.
1 in itself, right? Because it's only 1 times 2. That's the only way. So 2 is a prime number. You're thinking, oh, it's even, it can't be prime. But because it only has 1 in itself, it's still prime. So is 13 a prime number?
Yes.
Yeah. So look, when you get down to the bottom and these two numbers are both prime, you don't have to check any more numbers because you're done. Because that means there can't be any more factors because they're both prime. Okay, that's just a little hint for you. And I think I put a little note for you on the very bottom. If you want to write that, if you want to circle that, mark that. So just so you know, if you get to the bottom and both numbers are prime, you don't have to keep going because you're done.